Bonjour, hi. Welcome to the Nadine's show, where we talk about social issues of all race and gender. Please comment, share, and like. Your feedback will be mostly appreciated. Come and join our team where we have great discussions. Welcome to the Nadine's show. Hi guys. Hi guys, it's Nadine from Quebec. It's been a long time since I haven't been online, so I'm going to try and see what my viewers will be today. I'm just pulling up my socks. Okay. Okay, my chair is like giving me problems right here. Okay. Hi guys, how are you doing? I do, Shawn. Hi, Shawn. Hi, how are you?
What's up?
Oh, great. Great to see you.
Yes.
Welcome. First time
Yeah.
seeing you.
Thanks.
First time seeing you live. Okay, there's Teresa.
Yeah. What's up?
I just add you, Teresa.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, there's Teresa is coming. Hi, Teresa.
Hi,
Good.
how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. Shawn, hi, Shawn. Good
Hi.
evening, everyone.
What's up?
Yeah, right here. My voice might sound a little bit different, and because I'm wearing my braces, so you know when you wear braces, feel a little bit funny in your mouth.
Yeah.
You kind of feel a little bit not that good, but my mouth feels different. But how are you doing, Shawn?
I'm good and good so far. You're giving thanks.
Hello,
Yeah.
Sean.
Yeah. What's up?
Okay. I'm gonna see if I could get on my TikTok page. Yeah. Cultural divide. Oh, sorry. On the floor. Oh, that's get more. Hold on. Let me see if I could get live. Yeah, Shawn, how are you doing? You good?
Good. Yeah.
That's great to hear. Okay, let me see. This is how I did it the last time, right? How did I do it the last time? This is how I did it. Something like that. Yeah. This is how I did it the last time. I don't remember how I did it. But how I did it, it worked. Something like that. Was it like this? Was it like this? I did it the last time. Well, anyhow, hi everyone. Welcome to the Nadine show. And today, I'm sorry, I can't add anyone to my live today. And today we have our special guest, Shawn, who is from Jamaica. Can you guys see?
You guys
Teresa, can you
who?
see?
You
You.
guys who?
You.
Yeah, if I can see what?
This.
I can um I just see your big eyes. That's it.
That's
Yeah. Okay, that's it.
weird. Guys, that's weird. Hold on. Okay, I have to turn the camera. Hold on. Let me turn. Okay, guys. Teresa, you could talk with
Okay,
Shawn. I'm just
Sean. So how are you today?
I'm good. I'm
Yes, yes.
good.
How
Excellent.
is the weather in
Definitely.
Jamaica?
Well,
guys.
all right.
I'm
We
trying to
don't
get
have
on.
any rain this
Oh,
side.
it's
Just sun and
raining.
some
Oh.
breeze.
Why is
No rain this
I
side.
want to my?
Oh, no rain. Okay.
No.
Is it hot or is it nice weather?
I want to
Well,
change. I want.
the weather is all right. The weather is cool. The
Oh,
breeze cool during the
nice.
day.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice. This is a perfect time to visit Jamaica then. I,
Yes.
I can't take the
Definitely.
heat. The heat and me and no friend. No,
I'm
no,
trying to
no.
turn. I'm trying to turn the camera, but I
I'm too
can't turn
hot
it.
blooded.
Okay, I got
Can't
it.
handle it. But I'm glad the weather is good. This is a perfect time to
Yeah.
visit
There it is.
Jamaica.
I got it now. It's flipped. Okay, I got
Okay, you
it.
got it?
Yeah, finally, I got it.
Oh,
Yeah. Okay,
okay.
I've been so busy. I have a lot of schoolwork to do. I've been so busy. I have exam the ending of this month. So I was here doing some schoolwork. Yeah. But anyways, hi everyone. Welcome to the Nadine show. All the way from Quebec, we have Teresa from Ontario, and we have Mr. Shawn Campbell from Jamaica. What part of Jamaica are you from, Shawn?
Uh, Basically, I'm originally from Kingston, but I'm now living in St. Thomas.
One of the most consistent patties in the city. It's a factor.
Sorry?
I'm originally from Kingston, but I'm now living in St. Thomas, Yala St. Thomas.
Oh,
Oh,
you're in St. Thomas.
Yeah.
okay,
Okay.
yeah, that's
Alrighty.
okay.
East
Okay,
of the
good.
island. Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. So how was the weather there? You're good? Because we were talking to Teresa, but I was trying to get logged in on.
Yeah, man,
Yeah,
the
he said
weather
the weather
good
is
so
cool.
far.
Okay.
No
Good
rain,
weather.
cool, breeze during the day. I like a breeze
Nice.
during the day. Yeah.
Nice. Nice.
Well, for us, we just passed through two storms.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's right.
Yeah. And our city, like for me, for 2 days, um, no work for us. The city, a lot of stuff the city had to get done. Stay
Okay.
home. It's better because it was really pretty bad. And some part of Montreal, you can't go up there on the bus. Okay.
That's right.
So,
Yeah.
or else you have to get off and push the bus up the hill if you want to go home. It
Mm-hmm.
happened in Montreal in West Island. Yeah. The last bus was a snowstorm, the last bus, and they need to go. And West Island from Courtbridge is a long distance,
Yeah.
right? So the guys
Yeah.
get off the bus and they push and they push and they push because it's very expensive to take a cab from Courtbridge to West
Yeah.
Island, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they push the bus. It's on you. It's on YouTube. You could go on YouTube and just Google Montreal, and you see everything. And there is
Okay.
some. And also, if you need to go up the hill, that's why I'm so happy that hospital came down. If you
Mm-hmm.
need to go up the hill, that is 144 bus. I think it doesn't go up the
Mm-hmm.
hill, so you have to get off. And students from McGill, they have to walk it up. So,
Yeah.
Right.
man,
Up on the hill.
it's really fun. It's fun when we have snowstorm here in Quebec. Believe me,
Okay.
guys, it's really fun. I know some families are like, "Oh no," it's heartbreaking sometimes. But the worst part is when the hydro is out because you got no hydro and it's cold. You're
Yeah.
freezing. Yeah, so that's the only disadvantage that when it's an ice storm, you don't want to get, left in the dark, right? But this time we didn't have any problems with hydro, but some people did. But for we didn't have any issue. We were pretty cool. But
Okay.
don't talk. Montreal, the cleaning, we have issues just like in Toronto. Okay?
Yeah.
Yesterday they came and just cleaned my street. The
Wow.
banking, I have to be climbing over banks or I have to ask someone to help me to go over the banks. Yeah, because there's no space to walk on the sidewalk, so I have to walk in the middle of the road.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah, you should see me when I'm walking on the main. The bus are coming facing me, and I'm in front of the bus, so the drivers have to stop. Yeah, because there's no way to walk on the sidewalk, so the drivers they see me. Nadine just stopping vehicle. I just had to do what I have to do. I'm not the only one, but that's how Montreal is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it's a lot of
A lot
snow, but I
of
love
snow.
winter. I
They
love
have
winter. No
nowhere to
winter
put
here.
the snow. That's the
No,
reason. They don't know where to put the
no,
snow.
we don't have
So
anywhere.
we gotta pray that we get some rain,
No
and the rain
flooding.
melts the snow.
No flooding.
I know,
Remember,
I know, but the
low
snow
lying
has to melt.
area.
It
Low
has to
line.
melt.
Yes, you got to be careful. Low-lying areas and basements. Remember what happened the other day? A lot of houses were flooded
We're
out.
flooded up.
Some of
Mm-hmm.
my friends'
Mm-hmm.
home were flooded out. So we don't like flood here in Quebec. No, 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 no. Give us the snow. We will bear the snow. It's okay, but not the flood. No, no. So, Mr. Sean, welcome to the Nadine Show. It's a
Yeah,
pleasure
man.
to
Thanks.
have you
Thanks
here
again for
today.
having me.
And thank you for coming.
Yeah.
And today, folks, thank my viewers. Thank you so much to come on live tonight. I am on TikTok and I am on Instagram live. Okay. So thank you guys from both platform. I really appreciate it. I'm using my right hand to hold on to the phone. So I'm using my left hand. I use my hands to talk with. Okay. Like Italians. I communicate with my hands. Okay. In a good way though. It's in a good way. So today we'll be talking. This is a very interesting topic. And when we talk about disability in our communities, a lot of individuals are being looked over by society, sometimes government, sometimes their own family members too. They're not there to give them that full support that they need to get their daily lives on track. Not because someone has some form of disability means that they are unable to go to work, to do things for themselves. They just need, support.
Yeah.
So Mr. Campbell, he reached out to me. I'm on many platforms, guys, because I want to know about the Jamaican culture. So I joined this group to learn about the Jamaican culture. So he reached out in a group and he asked if someone can assist him. And I went ahead with a couple of Quebecois and Ontarians. Shout out to Juan. Shout out to Joan friend. I want to keep it anonymous, but we know who we're talking, who put two and two together and make the effort so we could have got a wheelchair to Mr. Campbell, and also to Kim. Thank you, Kim. And also the shipping company who played a good part too in getting Walker. Also, the shipping company did that. So thanks everyone that makes an effort for Mr. Campbell to get a wheelchair and a walker in Jamaica. The journey was very short too because the shipping company didn't. It was not a long trip, right? About 4 weeks was the trip.
Yeah, about 4 weeks.
Yeah, it was about 4 weeks. So, and I wrapped. You should see how I wrapped that thing. I wrapped it so well. The box. I'm a shopper from the Bay, right? So I use the Bay. I always send some large boxes. So thank God the Bay sent 2 large boxes. So I put the wheelchair and the shipping company that donate the walker for you. They did it themselves. So I forgot the name of the shipping company, but shout out. They're in Mississauga.
Mississauga there.
Yeah, either it's either the
Or
whatever
Brampton.
Brampton. Yeah,
Brampton.
whichever. I think it's
Brampton.
Brampton. Yeah, they because I left everything in Ontario because I have to come back home here in Quebec. So I did everything in Ontario, left, and Kim was the one that took everything and take care of everything for me. So I have to say shout out to Kim, okay, or Marie, whatever they call her, Marie or Kim. Shout out to her because she's the one that did the last part of the journey for us. Joanne, big shout out to Joanne. I love you, baby. I love you. Joanne is my girl, man. I love Joanne. So back to Mr. Campbell. So if you want to say shout out to the people that make an effort to help you, I think it's the best. Now is the best time to do it.
Yes, man, definitely. Shout out to everybody who make it possible, and shout out to everybody who are tuning in, all of my disabled family them, all of my friends them both overseas and Jamaica. We see a Sana Mills on the line, we see Gina so far, and we see a couple of my disabled friends them tuning. So, welcome and give thanks to everybody. Yes.
Okay, thank you guys.
Definitely.
So Teresa, I want to ask, you want to shoot out? Okay, my first question. I have everything written out here. Okay,
Oh,
I've read it in a computer. What are the main challenges people with disability face in accessing resources in Jamaica? Like maybe you could talk about yourself
his
before.
personal,
Yes,
yeah, what he
before
goes through, and
before
Uh,
then maybe tell us
you talk about
in
other
general.
maybe friends.
Right.
Yeah.
all right, exactly, because what I'm about to say is actually all about me personally,
Oh,
things of
Okay.
me. opportunities.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Okay.
first to say, when you talk about the resource part, there's not much resource here to be honest with you, because as far as me consider, most of who they are as disabled persons don't have a job. In terms of government wise, the government don't necessarily provide a job for most of who they are.
Oh.
So most of us basically have to try and create something of our own, you know, whether it be maybe some of us do some sort of sewing, other friends should do, should do bed linen, should do sheet, should do curtain. I have friends who do have a little shop.
Mm-hmm.
I have friends who do a little farming, whether it be fall farming, pig farming.
Okay.
I have friends who do some little planting, some banana, some yam and stuff like that. So
Oh
basically,
wow.
you as a disabled person have to create something for yourself. You know, government itself not necessarily have much put in place for
Mm-hmm.
disabled person.
Wow.
You know, maybe if you have a certain level of education, then
Mm-hmm.
maybe you can get some sort of job within the government system and stuff like that. But apart from that, you have to create something for yourself. Some people um have to go up on the road and beg a little thing a
Okay.
daytime.
Hustle.
Yes,
Call it
definitely
hustling.
someone who have to go up on the road and
Mm-hmm.
beg,
So
beg for
panhandlers.
not necessarily, yes,
Like a little
panhandlers they
hustle.
call it.
Hustle. Yeah.
Yeah, them just go out and just beg and see somebody and then just beg them a $50, beg them
Wow.
$100, $10,
Wow.
$20.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
as
That's
much said,
survival for them.
So
exactly. So
so
much
there's no government assistance, no funds to support you guys, like like a one every month you get a monthly check that could buy the basic necessity for life,
Just basic
um
necessities.
you have a thing what I'm called a part program,
Mm-hmm.
but part program it never necessarily created just for persons with disability, but it created for
Okay.
for families and persons who would call it low life income and stuff
Uh-huh.
like that. But at the end of the day, the part not necessarily work out for everybody, because a lot of people apply for part. People who
Uh-huh.
poor, and it's a situation where if you apply for the part and them come in your house and you live in a brick house, you
Uh-huh.
don't get forgot up on the part.
Oh
If you have a
wow.
fridge inside of your house,
Uh-huh.
you have a fridge inside of your house. If you have a flat screen TV,
Oh
the part is
wow.
not for you. You have
Wow.
to live some of the lowest life. You have to live in a boathouse. You're not supposed to have no running water in your yard
Oh
and stuff
wow.
like
Oh,
that. You're not
oh
supposed to have
wow.
an inside toilet. You
Oh
have to use
wow.
outside toilet and stuff like that. You know.
What?
But
okay. Can I interject? So for the
yes.
path program in Jamaica, you have to be in a dire situation,
In
like someone who's living on the street.
not necessarily living on the street, but you have to live a very, very poor life. If you have certain things, them not necessarily put it on it. And may I talk of experience. Because
Okay.
a
Okay.
3 time now, may apply for part.
You
And
have
that
to
was a state.
be, as they say, you have to be in a desperate situation.
So hold on,
And I mean
hold
desperate.
on. How desperate can you be if you have a house, right? Don't
Mhm.
you expect someone's going to have a little television,
No.
a small stove?
In their eyes, you can
Oh,
sell that
the
and have some form of money. You can
income.
sell the television. It's not necessary.
But
It's not a necessity.
Teresa,
I'm just telling you. I'm just telling you what they say. It's not a
I
necessity.
understand
That is what they're
what you're
telling you.
saying.
Mhm.
Teresa, just hold on. Please just hear what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not talking about it being a necessity. A lot of people who are disabled go through mental illness after a while. I'm not a doctor, but they do feel depressed. So having a radio or a television will also help them. Remember, not everyone has animals or social support at home,
Nadine,
right?
I'm not talking about what
One
we
thing,
think. I'm talking how it is.
No, I
How it
understand
is.
how it is. I
Right. So
understand.
he's telling us how it is.
I
That is
you
it.
have
oh,
you have um you have school children out here who's actually on part.
Mm-hmm.
What would happen is that maybe I think it's every 2 months
Mm-hmm.
the government would assist them with um a couple $1,000, maybe $5,000. I'm not sure
Mm-hmm.
exactly how much, but maybe every 2 months they would assist them with that. Or sometimes you have to put that child on the part program where the school prepare lunch for them at daytime. So the school would have cook
Okay.
lunch and
Yeah.
give lunch to them.
Okay.
You have some elderly people who is on part same way. But don't get me wrong, there are people who live in this brick house and may have them TV inside them house and stuff, but at the end of the day, you have to know people
Yeah.
to get
Okay.
kind of
Okay.
privilege.
Okay.
so inside sources.
Exactly. You
And
have
I
some
have
people,
connection.
you have some people who apply for part and them do them not collect part. So for instance, them apply for the part program, but at the same time them in the system and them not get the money because somebody in the system collect the money on their behalf.
Oh.
So them have like a stuff like that too. Where
Okay. Okay.
because
That's
Okay.
hard.
what can happen, somebody within the system who work within the system, within the part system, the part program, can actually come to my house, take my information, sign me
Uh-huh.
up to the part program, and at the
Yes.
end of whenever 2 months come, that person can actually collect the money without even you knowing. So at the
Oh.
end of the day, you not even know if you did actually get through for go up on the part program.
That's interesting. So, have this ever brought up this? This hold on,
You're gonna bring it up too.
hold on. I'm asking a question. It's a constructive question. I'm
No,
asking.
no, no. But
Hold
who
on.
would
Let
you take it to?
me answer, please,
Mm-hmm.
Teresa. This has been brought up, right?
Listen, if this actually brought, if you actually bring it up, you wouldn't get anything from it. The first thing I'm gonna tell you is that that can't happen and it don't happen, and
Okay.
so it's just it's just the way how Jamaica run. Jamaica, to be honest with you, Jamaica is a corrupt country.
Mm-hmm.
Jamaica is a very corrupt country. It's a very nice place to live. Jamaica is a very nice place, but a lot of the people in Jamaica, a lot of them have some very corrupted minded
Mm-hmm.
persons and we put in place for get stuff done and get it done in the right way. Them
Okay.
other persons mess it up most of the times.
So basically, it's like dog eating dog. If you don't have connection, you won't have access to government services.
Exactly.
Hmm.
Just the other day, I watch a program on social media. There's this dump in a St. Thomas where you have people living at the dump. Just like Kingston, Riverton, you have people live in at the dump. Dump where them dump rubbish. A lot of people live in at the dump. And one of those dump in a St. Thomas, you have some other people them did actually dep on the part program. And them get taken off of the part program. And them are live in a some situation where them need the part program for send them pick them to school and stuff like that and them get taken off of the part program. And if you ask the question why them get taken off of the part program, it's like you can't get no answers.
Okay, guys, I'm gonna translate because you switch. Guys, what he's saying that in Jamaica there are people there that wants to get on the program in Jamaica, and unfortunately they cannot get on the program, and they are people that needs the that needs the services, but it's not available because there's so much corruption happening in Jamaica. Am I correct, Shawn?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
So right now, so you're not part of the program because there's no
No.
program there.
The last time I signed up for it was last year, and go through all the procedures and stuff like that. So I'm actually await now for the outcome because this is the third
So
time.
this
The third time
is it.
after
Okay.
for
Okay.
the past couple of years I'm gonna try. This is the third time I try, and hopefully, hopefully it work out.
Good. Okay. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Okay. So, how would you describe the availability of healthcare service for people with disability within your community? Not in Jamaica and all, but within your community.
Well, be honest with it, Jamaican health system poor, very very poor. And when you get talk about disability, most of the time people focus on people in a wheelchair and stuff like that, but a lot of the times surpass people with autism and stuff like that. The people who dumb and deaf,
Mm-hmm.
all those people are people with disability too. So more when they talk about disability, a lot of the times people mostly focus on people in a wheelchair. So for instance, if you're gonna have somebody with autism go to hospital, you don't have a trained doctor or a trainer or a nurse who train for deal with persons with autism. You know, persons with autism tend to, per se, give a little more trouble sometimes. You know, harder to deal with. So when a doctor or a nurse have to deal with a person with autism, it have to take patience, time, and love to deal with that person. So it's very difficult. So the government don't have doctors or nurse who train for deal with persons like this. You will have somebody who dumb or deaf go to the hospital. There's no translator there to translate for a dumb person. So it's very difficult for both the doctors and nurse and that person. But at
Wow.
the end of the day, sometimes you can't really blame the doctors and the nurse. It's just that the government don't put system in place because you have a whole heap of a lot of people out here who can translate, and at the same time, instead of the government maybe give them a job at a certain place in the hospital. So when a deaf or a dumb person come to the hospital, that person can do it for translate and stuff like that. No, them stuff is not set in place.
Wow. So it's very difficult if someone who doesn't have a family member and they use the sign language and
Exactly.
to go to the hospital to explain what's happening to them. It,
It's difficult.
it's
Maybe
frustrating.
maybe you will lucky for go some some clinic, and maybe you will look if you say a translator there. Because what will happen, some clinic
Mm-hmm.
will know that will make sure so them have a day set or maybe a month or a Wednesday or a Thursday, them have that day personally for persons who deaf or dumb. So them will have a translator come in that day and translate.
Okay.
Sit down in the doctor office
Mhm.
and translate so the doctor can understand.
Okay.
But
B-
in other
So,
hospital and stuff like that, you don't have a system like that.
oh my God. That's we don't want to go into that detail because that's a different topic. That has to do with the hospital administrative team and everything.
Yeah, but
So we don't want to
it's
go, yeah, we don't want to
down to
go over that side.
disability.
But it's very sad that people with disability have to go through all that. But for you, what about you're in a wheelchair, right? And you need to go around the city. How do you cope going around the city, especially if you need to go to the hospital Is there like a special transportation that takes you to the hospital, or you have to find your own because you're in a wheelchair?
No, not a special transportation for me. My special transportation is my personal taxi. And
Okay.
having a personal taxi, you have to go pay some extra money.
It costs you.
Costs a lot more.
Yeah.
Because what happened now, where me live now, it's very difficult for me to go outside and get a bus. Because what happened, the first thing when I'm to the wheelchair, I'm gonna
Oh,
tell us not carrying a wheelchair in a them bus. If we're supposed to take a robot taxi, you have taxi what them call robot taxi where several persons can take that
yeah.
taxi. Taxi man I tell you plain and straight say him not carrying a wheelchair in him car. Wheelchair got dirty up him car and stuff like that. Some of the time them not even bother stop once them see the wheelchair.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Okay, guys.
most of,
So you
a
got to
lot of the
charge.
time you have to have
You
a
got to charge
personal
your
taxi.
own.
Okay,
Hmm.
guys. My viewers. I was talking to my viewers. I'm going to translate it for you guys. What he's saying is difficult for him to get a public transportation to go to appointments or wherever he wants to go. It's very hard. And they do have private taxis that they refuse to take clients because they are afraid that the wheelchair is going to make a mess in their cab. So sometimes it's hard for him to get public transportation. So he has his own personal transportation that he has to pay for, which is very costly because it's private. So that's how he gets about in the city. You can continue, Sean. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's very difficult, as I say, in terms of if I go out on the road and I drive my wheelchair on the road, it's a situation where, um, to be honest with you, sometimes you have some good people out there. I'm not gonna lie to you, you have good people out there
Mm-hmm.
because for me, most of the time, if me go out there, man, shove my wheelchair. Sometimes I'll have somebody who offer for help shove the wheelchair
That's
and stuff
great.
like that.
That's
Yes.
great.
But at the same time, I have friends out there where people not even approach them.
Wow.
Not the first. Them not approach them none at all. Them not even walk close to them. You understand? Sometimes, you know, persons will look at a disabled person and oh, I'm dirty so and it may smell away, therapy smell away and your wheelchair may dirty and stuff like that. So
Hmm.
a lot of the times
Not
persons
coming close.
don't yeah,
So they,
they don't look at them.
so they're treated like second class citizens. That's what you're implying. They treat them very badly.
This one them get some real bad treatment sometimes.
As
But
you said,
as I said, you have some good people out there who
yes.
understand.
As you mentioned, you said as you mentioning that you have some good people. Are there local organization that as charity groups that help the disabled?
Yes, you have charity group out there. You have a lot of charity group out there. And some of them very established, you know, very, very established where some of them actually house persons
Mm.
Oh,
with disability, especially
oh,
the kids, especially
wow.
because you have the mustard seed community. The
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
mustard seed community in Jamaica is a very big community.
Okay.
Them house children there, some of them school them and stuff like that. But the mustard seed community, as far as me understand,
Uh-huh.
from my view, a lot of them donations come from overseas.
Oh,
Okay.
So a couple of times for the year you have some white folks from overseas will come out and some of the time they will distribute wheelchairs and stuff like that,
Okay.
Medicaid and food stuff and stuff like that. So the mustard seed community cater for their disabled people.
oh, okay, okay,
Okay.
okay. You've got to be in their group. in order to benefit.
Yes.
You have to be a
Okay.
member.
Okay.
Not necessarily have to be a member, but as I say, as far as my concerned, the mustard seed community, them have a lot of kids deal with.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of
Mm-hmm.
kids. So it's like the main focus is mostly on
On
Children.
their kids there. Yeah.
children.
Children.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So after okay. I don't know if you know much about you should know. What age do they care for students? Because they're students, they're kids, they go to school. What age do they care for before they are not qualified for the program? What is the cutoff
Well,
age?
as far as I understand, I don't think you really have a age limit because once you're in the mustard seed community, you're you're just a part of the community.
Uh,
You
That's
have
right.
some people
okay.
born. You have some people who were born in the born night from
Okay.
from right
Okay.
up. Yes,
Okay.
is there them live, them actually live
Their
there.
entire life. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
There's where they live. Some of the time, some of them go school on the compound. Some of them they have some disabled bus out here, but not much. The last time I know of it was I think about three or four, just three or four. And those bus mainly focus on those kind of people. Because
Okay.
sometimes you have to leave that community, leave the mustard seed community
Uh-huh.
to attend school.
Okay.
You have some of them deaf, you have some dumb, you have some with physical disability and stuff like that. So the bus will actually pick them up, take them to
Okay.
school,
Mm-hmm.
and make sure so them reach back
Yeah,
home.
yeah.
Okay.
But
They
you
have their
don't have
own transportation. They have their own transportation. Yeah.
But at the same time, you have it's not necessarily free because it's the government bus them.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
It's
Yeah.
still though them don't pay much, but you still have to
You
pay something. So
still have
for
to pay
instance,
something.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
most of them will have a bus card,
Okay.
yeah, or an ID. So once you have your ID, you pay a small percentage of money.
Okay. So that's just for people with disability.
Yes.
Okay. That's fine. Teresa, you have any question?
No, that's it. He's covering it all.
No.
So you said accessibility is very limited when it comes to having a wheelchair and for disability. Say you have to go into the city and you need to access a certain building. How is the accessibility for that?
Well, that is a major problem. Very, very major problem. In 2021, I do an ad with NIDS. Um, I do an ad with NIDS trying to get the government to, get the business place them have ramps so we
Yeah,
can access the
wheelchair
building.
accessibility. Yeah.
Because most buildings out here don't have a ramp.
Oh, that's terrible.
Most of the buildings them out here don't have a ramp.
Hmm.
So it's really difficult.
That is a very, 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 very major problem. That's one of the biggest problem. If you run a wheelchair on the road, you have to run a wheelchair in the road, on the road where the
Oh,
car and the
oh,
bus and the truck drive. The
okay,
sidewalk is
okay.
not wheelchair accessible.
So you have to use the main road.
You have to use the main road to run a wheelchair because the sidewalk is not wheelchair accessible. None of that.
Uh-huh. Oh,
Wow.
that's difficult. So that's
So,
really
you know,
difficult.
no. So when the do all of them work and stuff, them don't do the work with
Construction
the intent of any disabled person.
Okay.
inclusive. Okay. So they don't design the city. The infrastructure is not designed
No,
to include
no,
citizens who has disability. Well,
no,
they
none at all.
who's campaigning for that? Is anyone in any groups in Jamaica campaigning?
Well, as I say, I did an ads with NIDS and
Mm-hmm.
I did NIDS. It's them did actually do some campaigning, but
Mm-hmm.
I don't really see nothing much come out of it, to be honest with you. wanna see not much come out
Oh,
of because
oh,
I see no difference.
No results.
No.
No results at all. So what about seed? You talk about seed. That seed is doing so much for, you know, students. Have they? What about that organization? They don't come aboard.
Um, some of the organization them is private organization, you know.
oh,
Yeah, for unnecessary. Some things what them do is not a part of the government.
Mm.
Government is responsible for taking care of their part. The private the private community responsible for them for their part. Because at the end of the day, you know, expect the mustard seed community to come out now and build a sidewalk for disabled person. Them not have that kind of money for
No,
come
I'm
on
not
and do
oh,
suggesting that. I'm talking about advocating.
oh, advocating.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm not suggesting that.
That's
No, no,
what
no,
I
no,
say,
no. It's taxpayers' money need to build the infrastructure, not private sector.
exactly.
So I'm saying to you,
You
if
have
if
yes,
anyone come aboard
you have
that
people who
needs
advocate for stuff like that. Yes,
pardon?
definitely. I have people who advocate for stuff like that. But
Okay,
as I said to you, there is not necessarily any
go
changes.
deaf ears. The government has deaf ears.
Definitely.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
difficult. So so no one hear your guy's voice. So your guy's voice is like suppressed. Have you ever
Exactly.
have you guys ever think about getting member of parliament involved in your guys
Member of
campaign?
parliament,
Yes, a
member
member
of
of
parliament, that
parliament in your
them are
community.
the, is them are the problem.
Okay.
Them are the problem.
Okay.
Cover the whole government system, the persons within the government, and it's them are the problem.
Okay. So they don't allocate money for disability community. There's no
Allocate
funds.
money that they got getting funding millions of hundreds of millions of dollars. The government have their disability foundation,
Yeah.
the Jamaica Disability Foundation,
Oh.
where them get a lot of funds, but ask them what them do with it.
Hmm.
There are people who
Oh,
registered to the Disability Foundation. There's a lot of disabled who register to have a lot of friends who register to Disabled Foundation. And if you talk to them right now, they tell you that the foundation is a scam.
Oh,
So
like everything else.
it's like you just set up a building, set up a foundation, you set up
Hmm.
a big building and say this is the building, you know, the Jamaica Disability Foundation, and you know, you may go there. Don't get me wrong, you have persons who will go there and get some sort of help, but as far as my concern, it seems like the majority not getting the help what I'm supposed to get.
Wow.
wow. And you guys make complaints about that, right?
Listen, people may complain, but at the same time, it's like your mouth is just a little mouth to the
Mm-hmm.
compared to the persons in power.
Mm.
You will sit down now, you watch your TV and see them come and them talk something good about the Disability Foundation and what them are gonna do for the foundation and certain laws what them are gonna pass for the foundation and stuff like that. And it's just a word of mouth.
Wow. It's very sad. This is a question that I want to ask you. Thank you for elaborating on that point about gaining accessibility to foundations. This is something that's very important because many people who this some okay, what I'm going to say, sometimes you're born with a disability, sometimes you are not born with it. You could become through accidents, maybe anything can happen, natural disaster, anything could happen to you, right? And you become disability, right? Equipment, are equipment accessible for individuals in Jamaica who are going through some form of disability in their life?
Equipment in terms of wheelchair walkers and stuff like that.
Yes, yes.
That is one of the major problems we have in Jamaica. There's a lot of persons right now as we speak, in need of a wheelchair and can't get it.
Wow.
Guys, hold
The
on,
Jamaica disability.
hold on, guys. Guys, please. As you heard Mr. Campbell just mention, he knows someone that needs a wheelchair. Please, guys, who's watching this show, if you are a member of a charity group in Jamaica or any other groups in the world, please reach out to the Jamaican Disability Group. Sean, which group should they reach out to?
Uh,
Because you said there's a lot of corruption in Jamaica. Which group is
let
better?
me let me clear up this. The Jamaica Disability Foundation, sometimes them have wheelchair there.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes the process we have to go through to get the wheelchair as a
Oh,
disabled person.
oh,
Sometimes
Wow.
oh,
sometimes the time we
okay.
took for you to get the wheelchair.
I
It's
see.
unbelievable. Um, Jamaica have a lot of persons on TikTok and Facebook. Them
Mm-hmm.
are do way better than the established
Wow.
charities like the
Oh,
Jamaican Disability Foundation. You have some people just like you, Nadine. You have some people who do charity. Them are do way better than a lot of the established charity. Them.
Yeah. Guys, I do charity. I
Those
help
are the
a lot.
people. Those are the people on the ground.
mm-hmm.
We help a lot of people who, when you reach out to them literally
Reach.
get the help for you
Yeah.
and make
Yeah,
sure so you get the help. A lot of them on Facebook and TikTok, thumbs
Wow.
up to them. A lot of them.
So it's better so what you're saying is better you go to social media and try to get some
That
help
is
because
what majority of the persons doing now.
Mhm.
Reaching out to social media.
Mm.
They're
But
reaching out to social
mhm.
media.
and you're getting more
but
help
And
there.
they're
but
getting way more help. Sometimes the help what them get them very much surprised.
That's right.
Mhm.
And when I say help, I mean help.
Yes, I
Real good
believe you.
help. Yeah.
I believe you. But what I cannot understand, the organization gets the wheelchair, right? The wheelchair are to distribute to people in Jamaica who do need wheelchair. How can someone fake it that they need a wheelchair? Why is the processing so long for someone to get a wheelchair? Why do they have to go that length of time before they can get a wheelchair? No one can fake that they're crippled. No one can
There's
fake that. So why is it that long? The process to get a wheelchair takes so long.
there's this lady, one of the parish them. She been wanting a wheelchair for maybe over 2 years. 2 years
Wow.
or probably like over 3 years. And she couldn't get a wheelchair. You know when she got a wheelchair? It was in politics time when people need to go out and vote.
Mm.
Oh,
It was
yes.
time and when the prime minister walked the community and stuff now, in carry a wheelchair come here.
Oh, and you know what? That's just an advertise. That's for advertisement, so
Yeah.
people
Bribery,
can see that.
All
Oh,
along she
bribery,
need
oh,
a
the prime
wheelchair. She
minister
couldn't get
bought
it.
her a wheelchair.
bribery.
Oh my
I
goodness.
need your vote.
All along she want the wheelchair. She couldn't get it.
I need your vote.
But as soon as election time comes,
Yeah.
the wheelchair
Of the
became available.
MP in every
Yeah,
community. You have
yeah,
It's a,
MP
it's,
and councillor in every community where you're supposed to reach out to.
yeah.
And you can't find none of them to reach out to them. Not until the time come for your
Election
vote.
time. That's right.
they need your vote. So it's battering. I give you something, you vote for me. So it's, oh my gosh. Okay, this is a good question that I have for you here. Okay, how would you describe the availability of healthcare services for people with disability? We talked about that this morning, not this morning, a little bit just now. But when I'm talking about health care, like you need to do an operation, you need to buy medication too. You need long term health care. Sometimes you could do an operation, you need home care. The hospitals cannot keep you, they have to send you home. How does that work in
Um,
Jamaica?
well, for me personally,
Mm-hmm.
um, me personally did have some procedures like that, and it was the persons whom me did have to reach out to. It wasn't within the government, but we got to understand that the Jamaican Disability Foundation have funds for that. But as I
Oh,
said to you, if you are going to try to access that from the government, if it's a life, if it depends on your life, you're gonna dead.
mm-mm.
Because I'm have to go through one whole heap of procedures, ask one whole heap of questions.
Mm-hmm.
You have to have this form and that person have to sign the form. And then now they will tell you come back next 2 months and stuff like that. They will provide you with help to provide you with medication.
Yeah,
I'm gonna get
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
right. And all right, so for instance, I am right here and I have a prescription for $8,000 and
Uh-huh.
I can fill that prescription. If it's a situation where I have to reach out to the Jamaican Disability Foundation,
Uh-huh.
the money will take me for go there, for
Yeah.
apply, for ask them for help, for get the medication, might as well stay in my yard and use
And
that
money
money and
to, yeah.
try to get the prescription. Because when you go there today, it's not like them going to issue that money to you the
No,
same day and tell
no,
you for no. You have
no.
to go there and talk to them and maybe you have
Mm-hmm.
to sign some papers and leave
Mm-hmm.
and them will your next date for come back
To
and stuff
come
like
back.
that.
So the cost, it's not even worth
And
it.
sometimes
Not even
if you
worth it.
sit down and wait on them to call you, you won't
Yeah.
get that call.
Forget it. I know because even just to open a simple bank account in Jamaica, it it is horrendous the procedure you got to go through, and it takes so long. All 2, 3 days you're at the bank trying to just get one single account open. It's Jamaica. I think is one of the slowest place ever to get anything done through the government. It's crazy.
But if you forget anything from the government, as I said before, I'm going to say it again. You have people on social media who wanted them like a charity.
Hmm.
Once you if you reach out to them and them can
Hmm.
help,
Yeah,
and them will literally go up on social media and
yeah,
beg people
yeah,
just for help.
yeah. And it's because they can't get the help in Jamaica. They can't get the help from the government,
No.
who should be there to assist them. They can't get any help. So what else is left for them to do but to come on social media? And
Okay.
you have some people like saying, "Oh, Jamaicans can beg so much." It's not that Jamaicans can beg; it's because they have to, because the government is not playing their part. Simple as that.
There's a lot
The
of people
government.
out here need medical assistance.
Yes,
Medical assistance,
uh,
and some of
that
the times,
that's right.
sometimes to me, sometimes the medical assistance what I need, and either them on national TV, TVJ, CVM, I ask for
Hmm.
help.
Yeah.
And when know these station where
Mm-hmm.
Prime Minister and them family them, the Prime Minister and who in Parliament, all of them
Mhm.
watch them.
That's right.
And I know personally that sometimes them sit and people here and reach out for help. I mean people were in a dire need, have
Hmm.
some health condition where they need urgent help to save them life.
Yeah.
Maybe it's 100,000, them can't find it. Maybe it was 150,000 and them
Wow.
can't find it.
Yeah.
Nobody in Parliament, no Prime Minister, none of them within the system now reach out to you and
Wow.
say 100,000.
Wow.
It
That
will
is
never
so
happen.
bad. That is so bad.
It will never happen. You're going to die if you don't reach out to social media
You
and the
will
people.
die if
And
that's the
say,
case. Oh my God.
guys, come, we could come together and help this person. Never make a mucker. Quick
Okay.
time, the person will get help.
And that is why I say Jamaica needs a change of government. And
Change government
they
not
don't
the
need a
help.
party now, and the party that's in office now, they don't need them, and they don't need the opposition party. They need an entire new system because this
But
system is not working. It is not working.
what I'm saying, this has been happening for a long time.
From ever since.
That's
Exactly.
why I said they're not working.
So it
Those two
doesn't
parties
matter
are not working.
what government is not
It doesn't
working.
matter. They need new system,
The
new
government is for
entire new
themselves.
system.
The government is for themselves, their family, and their
That is
friends.
it. That is it. That is
Government
it.
is not for the poor. The government is there to oppress the poor.
Exactly.
Okay, that's so true. But we want to stay on topic. We don't want to talk too much about the government. We want to talk about what people with disability are encountering. So people on social media tonight, TikTok and Instagram can reach out to you. So we want to stay focused on our topic tonight. Right now, you are you consider yourself, I don't want to use the word, but you consider yourself with limited mobility, right? That's what I call it. I prefer to use the
Mhm.
word than saying you're in a wheelchair, right? You have limited mobility, right?
Yeah.
Other adults like yourself, and maybe they want to go to university or college to further their education. Is that possible for someone in Jamaica to be able to go to college, university as an adult through any type of programs? Because education is the key for success in
Um,
some people, because being in a wheelchair sometimes hard for you to get around to get a trade. So it would be more easier if you could work on maybe computers or something that you are passionate about.
to be honest with you, you have persons out here, a lot of disabled persons out here attending college, university. There's
Good.
a lot of them out here, but you still have to maybe go through the same channel as everybody else. You
Mm.
still have to find your school fee and stuff like that. You may lucky, one and two of them may lucky for get some sort of grant from the government or maybe from some private or some student loan or something like that. Mostly
Oh,
mostly student loan.
so student loan is not lucky you be lucky. Student loan is a loan that you have to pay back.
You have to pay it back.
Right. So I want to consider that lucky. Lucky for me would be someone paying for their education and they don't have to repay that person.
Well, I don't know about that.
That that is what I consider lucky. Someone pays for your education or you get scholarship. At least that person doesn't have to worry to pay back. But student loan, everyone goes to the same criteria, whether you're disabled or not disabled. Everyone will go through the same criteria to be qualified to receive a student loan.
I personally don't know about that. I don't know about that. It all goes back again to social media.
So what about tax break for people with disability in Jamaica?
That's who?
Tax break.
Tax break.
We
Tax break.
we
What you call tax break? What you call tax break?
when you work and you pay taxes,
Tax break.
we
This is Jamaica here. This is not Canada or US or England. This is Jamaica. This is Jamaica.
So on your pay stub, it shows that you contribute to taxes.
You have some people may show NHT, and what would normally happen sometimes, NHT would normally reimburse back some of that money to you, and a very few persons will get that money. Yeah, but as far as I'm concerned, most people don't get it back. So you don't have to apply for it, apply, and then they would reimburse back some of that money to you.
Okay. So is it a yearly thing? You have to do that yearly, that application yearly? Or
Yeah.
okay. So when you're doing your taxes or whatever, you just okay. But that's through housing trust.
Yes.
Okay.
NHT. Apart from that, I don't know of any other tax return to nobody in Jamaica.
Okay. Just a good question. That's why I just like to ask. Because I'm learning a lot
Nobody.
of stuff today.
Maybe I don't. I'm not sure. I think income tax
Hmm.
would reimburse back something. I'm not sure. But I forgot. Do some research to make sure.
So we have we have talked about resources, lack of resources from charity groups, and the venue that people in Jamaica has to take upon themselves self-reliance in asking for assistance by using social media platform. TikTok, I love my TikTok, okay? Tap and Rose, I love my TikTok. My question is, do you find yourself or to use social media to get some form of assistance?
Well, what was it? Here is a Tops on Roses a while ago. I don't really know much about the Tops on Roses thing, and
It's what I heard. It's what I heard they say.
yeah,
Tap and Rose.
you have persons who will sit down on TikTok for the whole day and all night, and them would upon them live. Tops of the Roses guys send me this, send more roses. No, I don't know nothing about that. In terms
Mm-hmm.
of what I mean, someone don't know nothing about it is that I don't really know how the Tops on the Rose thing go. But I know them do it and people make money from it and make a lot of money from it. As far
Mm-hmm.
as then you have people make a lot of money from it because people gift them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, somebody was sending them a lion as far as then that's a wheel, a money gun, and all of them things is actually money them send through gift.
Mm-hmm.
And then now them would change out that gift and get the cash itself.
Mm-hmm.
But
Okay.
I don't really know much about that.
Okay. You have not think about going that
Mm.
channel. Okay. This is a good question that I want to ask you. You talked about it earlier about getting access to wheelchair and other devices. But for you, and you talked about getting professional medical team on a board, to help individuals or who has different types of disability. For you
Mhm.
yourself, in a wheelchair, right? You have to do you do therapy on a regular basis?
Well, I used to do therapy back then.
Okay.
What happened? First, when we just, the situation, I used to do therapy at Mona campus.
Okay, can I interject, please? So
Yes.
you said first when you became into that
Yeah.
situation. So you were not born
No,
with
I wasn't born this way. Actually ended up in this situation in 2018.
okay.
Yes,
Okay.
I wasn't born this way.
Okay. So
So,
do you mind I asked you, was it an accident or do you want a shirt or you wish not? If you don't want,
no,
it's okay.
no, I'm gonna have a problem with that.
Okay.
I definitely don't have a problem with that. It wasn't an accident. Most people from them, some of them always ask me if it's an accident or a gunshot, and no, it wasn't an accident, it wasn't gunshot. I just I just feel my foot them numb and I stick
Oh.
like needle. And each day goes by, them just start getting weaker and weaker
Mhm.
and weaker.
Oh, wow.
Mm.
Wow.
Yeah, so
Wow.
within the space of a 1 week span, it happened.
Mm-hmm.
I remember it happened on Monday.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, I do some tiling,
Mm-hmm.
so I did figure more or less it's because me I bend down too long.
Oh.
One
Mm-hmm.
foot tend to numb and I stick me.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, guys,
Um,
can I translate that? Guys, what he's saying, I'm translating in English because remember, not everyone understands broken language. You have to remember that. And I have audience that only speak
okay,
English, and some of them
ma'am.
are French and just learning English.
Okay,
Okay, remember, I'm in Quebec.
okay.
What he's saying is that he was very active. He's a mason, right? He was a mason
I
working
used to
in
do
the
tiling
construction,
and painting, tiling and painting.
tiling and
I'm all road,
painting, right?
then I do like plumbing and stuff like that.
Okay, so he has a job before he became sick. So one day he woke up and his feet feel a little tingling, and from there the course just became worse and worse and worse and worse. So he was not born this way. It just and it happened in 2018, and now
Yeah.
we're in 2025. So 7 years now.
Yes. So as I said, it happened on Monday, and as I say, because I was doing the tiling, I figure more or less say it's because I bend down too long.
Okay.
Go work the Tuesday, the Wednesday I go work, the Wednesday I start walk slow, very 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 slow. Foot numb, stick me, but I start move slow like a robot.
Mm,
The Thursday I went back. The Thursday I end up start walk with a stick.
mm-hmm,
Yes. I force myself to go work the Friday. No, the Thursday, yeah, I start walk with a stick. Me end up go doctor the Thursday because me say something alright. I got the doctor and explain and tell him what happened. The doctor looked for me and said to me, say, is the nerves in my foot crimple? I turned to him and say, you can't just look for me and tell me the nerves in my foot crimple. You're not God. I got alone can look for me and tell me so the nerves in my foot crimple. You can't
Mm-hmm.
just look for me and tell me that as a doctor and you're not doing a test. Him send me go do an X-ray on my foot. I'm care about the results to him. Him look at it and him said to me, him don't see anything wrong with my foot. Turn to him and say, oh, you just tell me so the nerves in my foot crimple. No, you tell me you don't see anything wrong with it. Him send me go do a heart test. I care about the result. Him say him don't see anything wrong. Him said to me, you feel any pain? I said, no, I don't feel no pain. My foot just a stick me and it numb. Him say, alright, then me I send you home. I not give you a painkiller or anything because him not see nothing wrong.
mm-hmm.
But him realize there's something wrong, even though him not see nothing wrong. When I leave the hospital and I head towards the bus stop, I just drop on the ground, poof.
Whoa.
So I'm frightened of the fastest me ever get up because everybody will look for me. Everybody start to look for me. I just drop and get up. I go home.
Did you hurt any? Did you hurt yourself
Mm,
when you fell?
no.
Where did you? What part of your body did you fell? On what
I just
side?
just drop like this. My foot them just give way. I just drop.
Okay, you just fell just like that. Wow.
Go home. The Friday I'm wake up. I'm gonna force myself to go work same way. I'm gonna go work the Friday. I'm gonna bend down now. I realize say my, my hardly can get up back. I
Mm-hmm.
fight myself to get up. I go home the night and the inside and sit down and I'm gonna sit here and decide something I get up, go outside.
Mm-hmm.
When I get up, just drop again, and that was it.
Oh, never got back up.
Couldn't get up. Couldn't get up from that. I would pull myself outside,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe by another yard say, "What happened to you?" I'm gonna say, "I don't know. I just drop on my car and get up.
Mm-mm.
Mm.
So like your feet just locked. That's just it.
Can't get up." I got to hospital on Friday. When I got to hospital, them admit me for 11 days, and them do every test. Them the heart, them the blood, them the kidney, them the liver. The neurologist them come, them test my foot, them give me some workout and stuff, and basically me I do everything what them tell me for do. Them do all of the tests, them care about the results. Them say them not see nothing wrong, but them realize there's something wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Them say them are gonna do a second test. Them do over the test them a second time. Care about the results. Them say them not see anything wrong, but them realize there's something wrong with
Something.
me, but them can't find the complaint.
Okay. So they knew something is wrong. Is it because it was difficult for them to find the answer because they do not have the right the doctor who specialized with bones there? They didn't have that type of doctor there. It was just
I
the
don't
regular
think
doctor they had.
that's a bones thing.
No,
I would think
no,
that's a
no, no.
neurology thing.
Hold on. The neurologist
Yeah.
come. The neurologist was there, and the doctor was there. So you have the neurologist doctor, and you have the medical
Mm-hmm.
doctor was there. Everybody do their part. The neurologist doctor, the medical doctor. They say that they can't find the complaint of me behaving like that, not being able to stand up and walk normally. But they realize that something is actually wrong with me, but they can't find the complaint.
Oh.
I was there for 11 days. They said to me that they can't keep me in the hospital because they don't want me to catch up any disease from anybody.
Anybody? Okay. Okay.
So they want to discharge me from the hospital. When them discharge me from the hospital, when my sister and her boyfriend come for me, they move like a robot. Barely, barely I move. My sister boyfriend he lift me up time say him car it a go take the whole day before we reach at the car. Him lift me
Okay.
up, put me in the car, and I decide so I now go back home at my house. I go home my father. I spend
Okay.
3 days over my father. And by the time I come back home at my house within 2 days, I end up in a wheelchair.
What?
Can't walk.
Wow. So it was like within 2 weeks, within a month, because you spent 11, you were home 5 days at first, battling. Then you went to the hospital, you spent 11 days. They discharged you. Then you went 3 days at your father's place
Mm,
and then returned to your own home. Then you went in a wheelchair. Am I correct?
yes.
Okay, so
Yeah.
your pattern, okay. See, I'm
However,
listening. I'm
after that,
listening carefully.
I did an MRI on the spine.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole from my spine go down, the whole my joints them stiff. Them get very, very stiff. The joints from my spine go down very, very, very stiff. So I did an MRI on the spine. When I did the MRI and get the results, the doctor said I don't see anything wrong with my spine. I said nothing wrong with my spine.
Okay. Mm-mm.
So they say maybe it have something to do with the brain.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah.
what happened in 2010, I have a seizure in 2010 and
Oh.
a collapse.
Okay.
Collapse and lick my head, chop out my head, I get 24 stitches. In a,
Oh.
was in a coma for a week.
That's
Oh.
here.
Yes.
Okay.
So that was 2010, right? However, at the time they say they never know what caused the seizure. When
Oh.
2014, 4 years after, I collapse again
Okay.
and lick my face again.
What?
So this, all of this bone here, so
Mm-hmm.
actually did maybe around 2-3 inches from where it originally is.
Oh.
Yeah, then we go back in a slight coma again.
Twice?
So yes. So that second time they say maybe to the damage when I get on my face, them say maybe my skull crack, so them I forgot maybe do a surgery for me or something. But
Oh.
them would I do it in the morning for just for check if my
Mm-hmm.
skull crack or anything. But
Mm-hmm.
when them come the morning and see me, them realize that this bone here, so we did the out here, so it fall back in place and everything just normal. It was a purpose
Okay.
pattern. So it was kind of weird because them stand up and look for me as if, you know, it's what kind of man this the
Uh-huh.
hospital. So they would talk to me. I say, "Yeah, all right, you know. And I say, yeah. So man, at one point me ask them why them a look for myself, but
Mm-hmm.
me never recognize that all of this just
Just
go back, gone
go
back
back
in.
in place. Uh-huh.
Okay.
Exactly.
So, guys,
So it's there now, my door, what they do, um,
Sean, I want Sean. Hold on. What happened is that Sean fell and he hit his face. So he's saying that while he was in hospital, he was scheduled to do a surgery because the bone shift two,
you know,
three
they
inches away from the spot. I don't know the name of the bone. I'm not a doctor. But anyhow, the morning when they came, everything was normal. The bone went back in his right position, so they didn't have to do the surgery. And the
yes.
doctors, they were surprised. They want to know what happened.
However, after that, I do a CT scan because remember 2010 my collapse in a coma,
Okay.
for
Mm-hmm.
1 week, so there must have something alright because 4 years after 2014, actually the same thing happened. The only
Okay.
difference is that I lick my face this time and never
Not
get a
the head.
chopping on my head. So
Oh.
I
Mm.
have to do a CT scan and said to myself that the first time on my collapse, it was actually a blood clot inside of my
Oh.
head that caused me to collapse the first time.
Can
No,
I ask you something? The
yes,
first, okay, when did they do the CT scan? The second
it
time?
was the second time.
That, you should have done that the first time when you fell. They should have done that the first time when you fell. And then at that point, you will know what you're up against, right?
Exactly. It was supposed to be the first time. Because what happened the first time, to be
So,
honest with you, the first time, that was when I tell everybody that I know what that feel like. And every time I say that, persons look at me and, what you mean? I mean, say, yeah, I know what it feel like. You know? Me I
mm-hmm.
come from somewhere dark, very, very, very dark. Because when I wake up out of the coma, it's like when I wake up, I know I recognize everything. I realize which form of there and everything. The nurse stand up and she look for me. She look for me weird. I'm turn to her and say, what may I do down here, sir? And she look for me weird. She run to call the doctor them. I said, come here and wake up and wake up. As
Mm-hmm.
everybody thinks that, I'm not gonna come back out of the coma since me in the coma so long.
Mm. Thank God you came out.
Yeah.
You're blessed.
That was
The doctor
You're
that
come,
was
blessed,
a
my friend.
miracle.
the doctor
You've been through a
come and he
lot.
said to me, the doctor come and him said to me, say, you know what happened to you? I said, no, I said, what may I do down here, sir? But then I start feel a pain in my head. When I go and feel made me realize say my head stitch up. When I go and look down here, sir, I realize I mean a pampas.
Oh.
And,
Yeah.
and they have a capital, they have something each on for my private. And I said, what may I do here? And then something here. And I said, calm down, and I said to myself, say, say, nobody never go through anything like this and live.
Mm-mm.
Same as them said to me, nobody never go through anything like this and live.
You're blessed.
The side where did I sleep on the same side.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-mm.
the thing what puzzle them now is that I wake up out of the coma normal. When I have no signs of my mouth lean or anything like that, I may talk normal. Right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like how me I tear off the pampas because you know way down. And someone said no, don't take it off.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So them start asking some question and me answer them on point and everything and them I say, wow, the first person this ever come out of coma like this and just come out normal. Just normal like that. So as I said, it happened 2014 again. 4 years after 2014, which is 2018,
Mm-hmm.
I end up in this situation. So
Okay.
everything
Okay.
happened in a 4 year
Four, four,
span.
four.
So
Yeah.
like you're always in. Oh my God, you should write a book about your journey.
So
You ever thought about that? Writing a book about your journey?
not really,
Think
book.
about that one day. My next question that we talked about the devices. There's a name for them. They're called assistive devices, right? We talked about them. The price in getting them as will be an issue because, as you mentioned, that most of the people that are disabled are low income homes.
Low
They're from
income
low
and
income.
sometimes there's no income.
Yeah, zero or low.
Low income and sometimes zero incomes because they don't have a work, they don't have a business.
Yeah, and they don't have no support.
And
No
lots of them
support.
don't have any form of support,
Yeah.
no family. But this is sometimes you end up in a situation, that is a time when you realize that certain friends and certain families who you think was your friend,
Hmm.
especially your friends them who you think was your friend, that is the time you find out who is really your friend.
That's
Okay.
right.
Okay.
Because a
When
lot
you
of them
do
will
see
actually
them,
stay from the road and walk past you as if them don't know you. Because they're
Wow.
actually in a position now where most people think that you can't help yourself once you have a disability. That is the mentality with a lot of people.
Yes. So, yes. It's very sad.
it's 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 heartbreaking to hear your story of how you have to go through and other, you know, people who are encountering, you know, issues in getting devices or getting support from government. It's heartbreaking, you know, because as human beings, we should not be going through that. You're suffering already without having income, and then with a disability, it's like double. So the problem grows. No
Yeah.
support, family, friends, government, good Samaritans, you said, on the street will help you, but it's really hard. And what about
Yeah,
the
because,
churches? Does the churches help?
um, just the other day, it was just since week, we
Mm,
have a conversation about church and how they go about doing things. Church is for the church, church is for the pastor and family. There are very few churches that would actually maybe help some of the church members, maybe with a little food package. Not me, no, but
mm.
you have some churches who will actually help them church members. Sometime maybe every 2 months, maybe every 6 months, maybe one time for the year with a little package for carry God them yard. Church not necessarily focus on them stuff there. I have this incident where I remember one morning at their church. There was this blind man, he was a member of the church. It's not like him was a stranger, everybody know him. And from him come church the morning, he might cry, say him hungry. and right through him a cry them hungry. The person who lead him in the church because them have to take him, lead him, carry him, put him down.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
When him leave them have to take him, lead him back out of the church. And from him coming, him a cry say him hungry. And nobody, not one person that
Mm-mm.
look for him. I will never forget
Mm-mm.
it. I never can stop talking about it. I remember I have $400 and it hurt me so much that when church over, them literally lead him back out of the church for make him go home. I mean, I
Wow.
take my wheelchair and give him the phone and put it in him and tell him say $400 him to buy something with it. Church
Mm-hmm.
no response for you.
Wow.
Church response for them offering, them tithes, and them special seeds for them want you throw.
Mm-mm-mm.
Okay, guys, what Mr. Campbell is saying, the churches in Jamaica, he generalized say the church. The churches in Jamaica do not offer assistance to individuals who are physically disabled. What he's saying that once he went to a church, a gentleman came in, he was asking for food, he was ignored by the members of the church. They took him outside, and Mr. Campbell has to be the one that gave the guy money to buy food. Literally, he was inside asking for food, and no one assisted him in whatever he needs. He didn't get food, he didn't get any care. They just threw him outside the church.
Look, you see, if you need help right now, you go inside the church and tell them that you need help for do certain things. You know, may need a certain amount of money for do something. The first thing they will tell you that we will pray for you. If it's a pastor birthday, if it's a pastor birthday, when they come, they tell you that today or next week is the pastor birthday. We need to throw a special seed for the pastor.
No, we need to pray for the pastor.
If not, we are going to pray for the pastor,
We
and
need to
as we
pray
need to throw
for
a
the
special
pastor.
seed for the pastor. But if you are in need, we are going to pray for you.
Okay, so so they pray for you for healing, but when it's the pastor's celebration, they collect funds to buy gifts for the pastor. But if you're disabled, they will pray for you for healing.
Whether you're disabled, yes or no.
Or you just poor.
Whether you are disabled, yes or no. Whatever it is, if you need any form of help, they will tell
They
you that
pray.
they will
They
pray
will
about it.
pray for
So
you.
they will
Yes.
pray for you
Yes.
can get help. But
Yes.
when the pastor is in need of anything or if it's even birthday, they are not praying for him to get help. They are telling you to throw a seed for the pastor.
That's right.
A
A
seed,
special seed.
a seed is called offering. That was what I was told. Offering, a
Yeah.
special donation to
It's
the
a
church
special offering.
that goes to the pastor or the bishop of the
Okay.
church.
Or
Sorry,
any
guys.
iron member in the church.
Sorry, guys. I'm itching my ears because sometimes I have ear infection. Yeah, I'm very delicate, so that's why I'm itching my ears. I always at the hospital for my ears. I don't know why. So it itches sometimes because my allergy, so it affects my ears. My next. So thank you, Shawn. You explained about how the system works, both publicly, privately, and individually. How it is in Jamaica for
Repeat
a
that,
person,
repeat that.
private, public, and individually. Private
What,
is like private
what,
sectors.
no, repeat. I was actually reading the comment. Repeat what you
Okay.
said a while ago.
Private sector, you talked about public sector, which is the government.
Mhm.
We talked about the church,
Yeah.
the public sectors. We never touched much about the public sector. If they reach out to you, to the community, disability community, except for donation from overseas that comes to Jamaica. but we never went into much detail about private sectors, like large companies in Jamaica.
Mhm.
They'd have to go through the same the Disability Organization of Jamaica if they need
Okay.
to give them a donation.
If the, yes, if they are going to give any form of distribution, any form of charity, they normally go through the government system. They normally give it to the government to give it
Mhm.
to you.
Oh, so it still goes into the hands of the
Yes,
corrupted
exactly. It don't
employees.
necessarily
Okay,
come to you personally. It have to go through the same corrupted people. Because
okay,
all of them is the same thing, that you need to understand. None of them are different. The two of them,
wow,
you call them body and bench. The two of them are the same thing.
wow.
A lot of the people in a private sector, some of them is still within the government system. Some of them still in a parliament. Some of them is still a part of the government.
I want to know, what is it that they achieve when they try to suppress someone who is considered to be a disability individual? What do they gain? What is it that they
Well,
gain?
it's actually the same thing, just like how them oppress anyone. Control.
What do
And
they gain? Because as you said, they have the for example, you said Jamaica, the Jamaica Disability Association, they will have the equipments there, right? And there's the red tape that individual has to go through to get a chair. It takes
yes,
like
ma'am.
forever. So my question is, you cannot answer. It's just a rhetorical question. What is it that takes them that long to sit in the office, look at these 10, for example, 10 empty chairs that are covered with dust, and there are people outside that need these chairs? Why do they have to keep them?
Well,
Why do they have to keep them? People need them. What they cannot transform to become a bed or anything else. They're wheelchairs. They need to go to the people who need them. Hey,
you
by the
know,
way, my quick question: do they have black market there that sells wheelchairs in Jamaica?
wheelchair.
Yeah, do they have black market?
Yes, wheelchair sell here now, but you won't get a certain type of wheelchair here. They have
They have a
wheelchair
place.
here.
They have a
Yes, ma'am.
specific place that you
Yes,
can go and order your wheelchair.
yeah, you have several places here where you can go and buy a wheelchair from the store
But what
itself.
about the price? Is the pricing right, or is it?
Wheelchair is very, 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 very expensive.
Okay, do they have a program? Listen to this question carefully, please. Do they have? I know not everyone has the money to purchase a wheelchair. Okay,
Hmm.
these places that do sells wheelchair, is it public or is it private? Like public mean government control. Is it government or is it private control?
No, you have a lot of private businesses that sell
Okay,
wheelchair.
okay,
They
private.
deal with not just wheelchair, but what you call it. Um, I don't remember the name what them called, but them deal with wheelchair. Them deal with what you call it. I don't remember the name what them called, but them deal with wheelchair walkers, anything
Okay,
what to do with health,
there's
you
a
know.
name for it. It's called assistive devices, right? Assist you. So these devices assist you, right? Assistive devices. That's the name they call them.
Mhm.
So they do sell them. Okay, this is a tricky question. Have you ever been to any of those places to order a wheelchair?
Well, to be honest with you, I don't go there to order it. I go
Okay.
there to look at the prices and stuff like that because sometimes I freelance and maybe stop in there and look at stuff, and look at the type of wheelchair
Hmm.
what them have. But
Okay.
as much as you won't get a certain type of wheelchair out here because wheelchair is so expensive that they don't buy a certain type of wheelchair because they know persons here not necessarily going to buy it. So the mother just waste them time for
Okay.
bring it come here.
Oh,
Okay.
okay. Okay. That's understood.
Yes. A
Okay.
lot of people who is so with certain wheelchair here, certain type of wheelchair, certain type of lightweight wheelchair, lightweight distance wheelchair and stuff like that,
Yes.
them actually get them through certain private charity or somebody who donated from overseas to them.
Okay.
But
Okay.
some
Wow. So
wheelchair you won't go in the store and see them because they're too expensive.
the quality. Okay. So you don't get the
Quality.
good quality wheelchairs in Jamaica. Okay.
Exactly.
Okay. So for you, sorry, this is a question that, the roads in Jamaica, especially in the rural area, they can be a little bit rocky. And I know wheelchairs, the wheels can destroy very quickly, especially if the roads are not that smooth.
Hmm.
In Jamaica, how do, like, you live in a rural area, right? You live in a rural area, right? Okay. So with your wheelchair, is it easily accessible for you to go home outside and
No, no,
okay.
definitely not. That's why it is good for you to have like maybe three, four wheelchair.
Okay.
Yes, so this is it. A disabled person may have a wheelchair. You may look at the person and say, "Oh, you have a wheelchair already." No, if you can assist that person with two, three wheelchair, four wheelchair, that is one of the best things you can do for that person because the road, the rocky place where you live in, the wheelchair them come with bearings and stuff like that. Um, I got through around nine wheelchair already. Around nine wheelchair my mash up already.
Wow.
It got
Since
7 years.
2018?
It
Yes.
got seven
And
years.
what
Wow.
I mean mash up, I mean wreck. Run it,
Yeah.
it run to a wreck because of
The roads.
the roads
Infra-
and,
poor,
Yeah.
and
in- poor
the hilly place where we live
infrastructure.
and stuff like that.
Yeah, because of the poor
Yes.
infrastructure. So that's why
Uh,
it will
may I
happen.
run, may I run a wheelchair already. Pond the road or the bus, the car,
Mhm.
everybody driving. I run wheelchair and the wheel just pop off.
Mm-mm.
Wear and
Pop
tear.
off, run gone one side and me lie down another road.
Oh my
Somebody
God.
have to come get me out of the road. At the time, it's a
Yeah.
good thing that close to my house. The person
Oh,
could have able to lift me up and carry me going to my house.
okay.
Wow.
Okay.
You're lucky because a car could have come from behind and hit you. Oh my God. Thank God that never happened.
And this is where it all comes back now. That's why it's good for, it's good for have a good wheelchair.
Yes. Yes.
Good for have a good wheelchair because it it's not easy. Yeah, some people have a carry weight in a wheelchair. And when I mean weight, I mean a whole heap of weight. Anything with them do them have to carry it in a wheelchair.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. Okay.
Okay.
Like a shopping
And
cart.
extra weight, yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And
So
some people use them wheelchair as them business. Have a friend
Okay.
of mine named Shawn, just like me,
mhm.
in
Uh-huh.
business for them wheelchair. Himself
Oh,
sweet biscuit, this, that, every little thing, and everything upon him
oh,
wheelchair, right? Running wheelchair.
that's extra weight.
Yes. That's what she's saying. That's what he's saying. But I was just reading someone comment here. Sorry about that when I said she. This so in Jamaica, number one, your wheelchair damaged very easily because for various reasons. Poor
Yeah.
infrastructure,
This
that's the
person,
one.
sorry.
Poor design because they're not building ramps. And I'm surprised
Mhm.
that new development, new buildings, new housing, they do not have accessibility for for people who use this wheelchair. That is so sad
This
because we're
person
living.
here asking, so the government, so question, question, no, government never put in anything for the disability. Yes, they put in stuff for the disability, but it's not easy to
That's what
access.
he said. There's so many red tapes. He talked about that.
Not easy to
He said
access.
lot of red tapes. A lot of red tapes. That's why I asked the question, what do they get from sitting on equipments when they know that they have thousands of applications on the desk to go through for these people that need these equipments? Why do they do that? Why having so much red tapes? That does not make any sense. Who's
And
responsible
next
for that
thing,
department?
next
Is the government that
thing,
runs that department?
yes, it's the government. And next thing, if you have a disability and you are not registered to the Jamaica Disability Foundation, you won't get no form of help from them. You have to register to it.
Mm. So hold on. So the government do not have a universal database with people that has disability. So you could go to any organization that's run by the government, and they could just look. You provide your name information, and they just can look you up on the system. They don't have that type of system there,
Yeah.
centralized system there.
What happened? You have different branches,
Okay.
different branches, right? But you have a branch I think in New Kingston. But
Mm.
if you are registered in New Kingston, I am not sure if you could come in St. Thomas and access the St. Thomas branch. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Maybe
Mm.
you would have to continue to go to the New Kingston branch. Or if you want to access the St. Thomas branch, you would have to register there too. I think so.
Okay. Okay. Wow. That's what you call red tape. There's too much. They should have, for me, what I think the government should have implemented a universal database for individuals who are considered to have some form of disability. It doesn't matter. And that database, is nationwide. So whatever government department you go to, you they just you provide your information, everything just pops right up, right? They should just have a universal database, because where you gonna go? And it's one country, so it's not like it's separate province like us in Canada. We have different provinces, but it's Jamaica. It's just one government, one everything. So they should have a universal database for people who are considered to be disabled. Sorry. It's stressful, eh? How do you cope
Um,
sometimes? Your mental state, because you've been talking about what you're going through. What about your mental state? How do you cope?
well,
Do you have a mechanism that you rely on when you're going through stress? Because you woke up, can't walk, so that's stressful. Now, the second part, now you have to get around getting your health back on track, doing operations. How
well,
do you cope mentally?
to be honest with you, one of the things is whenever time I reach a certain stress level or thing like that, I always look back on some of my disabled friends then.
Mm.
Because to be honest with you, every day I thank God for my position I'm in it. I have some friends where the position where them in it, trust me, I have friends where him not have no foot. Him just have one hand where him can use. But he can lie down on him back. Him can't turn none at all. So if his back a scratch him anywhere scratch him, somebody have a turn him to scratch him.
Mm-mm.
I have friends where them have to wear them catheter, TP bag. I have friends where them have to have them do the bag and stuff like that. I have some friend in some dire situation where,
Mm-mm.
every time, I reach to a level, it's like I look back on them and I say, God, you know. when I complain, but thank you. Because guess what? I can wash, cook, clean,
Mm-hmm.
same way. Anything, I can do anything we can do same way.
Mm-hmm.
It could have been
Everything
worse.
can do the same way.
Mm-hmm.
Unless I just have a problem walking. But
Mm-hmm.
I can do everything the same way. I'm strong, very, very
Yeah.
much strong the same way.
Thank God.
Everything,
Okay.
Mentally. Mm-hmm.
you know,
Okay,
mentally,
that's good.
physically. You know, one of the things when I try to get back on track now is that I used to the gym and therapy.
Okay.
For the actual 2 years now, I'm not able to go at the gym because of financial problem. So
Okay.
that was one of the main things where used to keep me to
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
physically and mentally
Yeah.
because we used to, work out, strengthen down here, so
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
stuff. Because at one point I couldn't stand up none at all.
Oh.
Couldn't stand up none at all. And since I start do the gym and work out, I
Yes.
find
Uh-huh.
myself take my little time stand. The first time I stand up, whenever I have no balance, I used to fall down when I
Oh.
stand up. I'm
Oh.
continue with the gym, work out 3, 4 times to the week until I can stand up.
Oh.
I can't stand up straight because my spine and the joints are stiff. And I
Okay.
feel a lot of pain
Oh.
sometimes when I try to stand up. But
Oh. Okay.
I can't stand up. I have a walker here.
Yeah.
Then sometimes I stand up, I'm gonna take my little time and move with the walker.
Uh-huh.
But it
Ah.
takes a whole leap out of me. But because I stopped from the gym so long now, actually 2 years now with my
Yeah.
Okay, you need to go
Yeah.
back. Okay, yeah. How far is the gym from your home?
the gym maybe about a mile from here, so
What do you mean by
Oh.
a mile? By minutes? I prefer by minutes.
maybe
Yeah.
no, not a mile, maybe about 5 minutes
Oh.
drive. Maybe about
Okay.
Okay.
five minutes drive away
Okay.
from here.
Okay.
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 So you're close by.
Yeah, close enough, but must still have to take the taxi. You
Mm-hmm.
know,
That's right.
Yes,
call
yes,
it taxi
because
company. But the main problem is the funding for continue with the gym.
The gym membership.
Yes,
mm-hmm.
that is one of my main. I have some little, some things what I need for, get sorted out. I want to start a little business and stuff. But my main problem is to focus
Mm-hmm.
on my health, which
Yes.
is the gym, and keep myself fit and build up my muscle and my foot.
Okay. You don't mind to share that information. How much is the cost for gym?
$7,500 per month. And if I go there like 4 times to the week, the
Yeah.
tax saving $4,000 to the week. So the tax would each $500 go $500 come back. So more go four
Okay.
times to
So
the week, but I would have
4,000.
to put $4,000.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So say round it up to $12,000 a month for
Mm-hmm.
just
For
your
yeah.
gym activity,
Yeah,
going
yeah,
and coming, and for your gym
Mm-hmm.
membership. So round
yeah.
it up to $12,000.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Wow.
Yes, man. That is one of my main issue because to be honest with you, I honestly feel and think and have the motivation to make a walk again because
That's
of where I come
good.
from to where
That's
I'm
That's
good.
now.
nice.
That is
Mhm.
very good.
You
You
have a
keep
Mhm.
it,
Yeah.
and
positive.
you
You're
keep
very
saying it and
yeah.
claiming it. This whole world is energy. And listen, the atmosphere.
Motivation.
If
That's
you
good
if,
too.
if you have it in you to walk again, you will walk
You
again.
will. Yes.
Well, definitely,
Keep that
definitely. As I said,
positive.
I
Keep
couldn't
that
come out
positive
of here.
mindset. Keep that positive mindset.
My
Don't
phone
erase it.
may die any minute, and I can't charge it from where I am.
Try moved. Switch. Slide.
The thing is all the way over there.
Slide.
The plug.
That's very good, Sean. Very, very good. At
Mm.
least, yeah. Because at the gym, which equipment do you use at the gym? The walking, the one that you walk.
Every equipment. No, I don't use the treadmill. Whenever I use the
Okay.
treadmill, but every other thing, what we do with
Okay.
weight, upper
Oh,
body and lower body.
and lower leg lifts, you do leg lifts and those
Okay.
things to strengthen.
So,
That's
Yeah.
one of the things I'm gonna focus on mainly the
Okay.
leg
Yeah.
lift because it
That's what you need
build the
to do.
muscle
A
in
lot of
my
leg
foot.
lifts.
Yeah.
Because you got to keep your legs strong, until
And,
you walk. Yeah,
mhm.
definitely.
so Sean, if you were supposed to get a an equipment set at home, which set would you prefer?
To be honest with you, the leg lift.
Leg
Leg
lift.
lift. Oh, okay. Okay.
That was must say I'm very, 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 very strong upper body.
Oh,
Yes.
Very,
oh,
very
Just the
strong
leg.
upper body.
Yes.
Yeah. Just
Okay.
from my waist down, very weak.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, guys. I think we had a great night tonight. So, Sean, you're going to be the one closing the argument tonight. We asked you all the relevant questions. Do we miss out anything that we forgot to mention earlier? Is there anything that you want to say? It's all about. Oh, one question I want to ask you: how do you move around in your household?
In my house, wheelchair. Sometimes I use the walker. That's,
Okay.
yeah, we use both of them, both the wheelchair and the walker. Especially when I get stuff done, we use
Okay.
the wheelchair.
Oh, so
Okay.
get
Yeah,
around easy. Is it
yeah.
easy for you to get around at home?
If I
Okay.
cook, if I clean
Mm-hmm.
the house,
Mm-hmm.
clean the bathroom,
Mm-hmm.
I spread the bed, you
You
know,
do that too?
the
Wash the washroom?
everything, everything.
Wow, that's
But,
amazing.
clean the big pen, feed the pig them, everything.
Okay.
What I say.
So you still get around and do. That's amazing. Okay.
So that's how I'm telling you that every time I reach to a level where I'm kind of a bit stressed, I remember
Yeah.
my friend of mine and say, you know,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we'll have a little wheelchair group, we'll have a wheelchair group where we would, link up and talk sometime.
Yeah.
And
That's
I remember
so.
one time ran up around the
Teresa died.
kitchen company.
So that's another supportive group.
Yes.
You guys form a group to support each other. That's wonderful. Yeah. Teresa, she mentioned that she's gonna die or battery.
Okay.
Yeah, that's wonderful. Well, Teresa is gone, so it would be so nice if she would be back, but yeah, her battery died. CD, before we close off, do you have anything that you'd like to mention for the government to know that you guys are in a dire situation? You guys do need help ASAP, members of the less mobility community, and any advice you have you
Well,
want to share?
to be honest with you, the government know we need help. The only thing I have to say is, them just need for focus more on persons with disability.
That's
Educate people more about persons with disability. How to go about dealing with them when them sit up on the road,
mm,
and when it comes on to transportation, how to deal with them and stuff.
mm,
You know, that's one of the main things. We need to educate people about people with disability so people can understand what more. Or maybe create a platform for where we ourselves can
mhm.
actually come public and can vent about certain things. We don't necessarily get that platform where we can actually come and talk to people
Well,
one on one.
you
You know,
started. You started because it's the first time that you came on a platform to talk
yeah,
about your situation. So you can start one. Start a
yeah,
Facebook page designated for people with disability in Jamaica, and that platform will grow. Your voice will be stronger because remember, one voice sometimes goes unheard, but a group of people, your voice will be heard, right? Because
yeah,
like you're demonstrating, right? So that would be a good idea to think about. Get a page on Facebook, and get members, and
yeah. Another
so that
thing, government need was create some job job opportunity for
Opportunities, yeah.
there's no opportunity for we need some opportunity.
Sean,
Maybe have a factory or something where just disabled persons, we need because the thing is, a whole heap of people out there willing for work and can work. It's just that we've been looked down and as a nobody, as if we can't do nothing, as if we don't have to do.
discriminating,
Very
discrimination.
discriminating.
Yeah,
We need some job opportunities. Some are way of picnic, some are way of young kids, some are way, we have bills to pay. We have bills to pay just like everybody else.
yeah,
We have
yeah. You,
life
you
to
do
pay,
need
mortgage
money.
to
You do
pay.
need money. You, as long as you're alive, you need money. You need money. You're at the
So,
age, you need money. So
yes,
you're not young. You're not under the age of 16 for your parents to care for you, or up to the age of 21 when you're in university. So you do need money, right?
definitely.
Sean, my best advice to you: start advocating for yourself. And starting advocating for yourself, you take that step to do this interview, right? Now, going forward, as you said, you have a group, right? Where you guys
Yes.
communicate. Build a platform on Facebook. Build a Facebook platform where you guys can, you know, people will see you, reach out more to you guys. And there you could talk about all the issues that you guys are experiencing in Jamaica. And also the designing of new buildings. They need to build more ramp. That's very important because if they do not have that, there's no access. But hey, Sean, think about it. Maybe that's why you cannot get jobs in certain companies, because they don't have the accessibility for you guys, the ramp, the elevators that you guys need. So you have to think about that too. Maybe some companies cannot employ you guys because of the way the building is designed.
Yes, but what happened to the persons who is determined enough to draw themselves go up a step
It cannot
and
happen
pull
because if you fall, remember, if you fall on a private property, the liability is on the shoulder of the employer. Okay, when you go to work, it's about safety. It's not about I'm going to drag
um,
myself up the stairs. Safety comes first. So think about it. I have a company. It's designing. It's designed for. It's not wheelchair design. Okay, it's for walking. How can I employ someone who's in a wheelchair?
yeah, but look at it this way, Nadine. It's been years, decades, years,
That's what I
decades.
say to you. You guys have to advocate for government to change the designing of new developed buildings, or existing building can can redo, so that they can build a ramp. That's because that's what they're doing in Canada. Most of the buildings now, they're wheelchair accessible bounded. The metro also. Our metro system here, it wasn't wheelchair accessible. Now they have elevators and ramps, because what, the voices of the disability community and the government change it, right? So we have to understand that if the building doesn't have the infrastructure for
Mm,
wheelchair, they cannot employ you.
yeah, true.
If the job has to be done on site. If it's a remote job, that's different. You could work from home.
Mm-hmm.
But on site, it's not wheelchair friendly. You can't go there to work. So that can be one of the reasons why I'm not making an excuse, but just common sense say that that's why maybe some employer cannot employ individuals who are wheelchair bound because of the infrastructure. So they just need to make new building code. The government need to implement new building code. Sorry, made a mistake there. They need to implement more, different policies around building codes now, so that people in wheelchair are able to have a job. They go to work, enter building, exit building, washrooms too, because washroom has to build big chairs, the sink to wash your hand has to be low. So there's a lot of redesigning that needs to get done. Not only the ramp outside, but what happened to the washrooms? So they have to change your washroom because you're going to need it, right? So there's a lot of things need to get done. But I like the idea that you already have a group. So take that onto Facebook platform or any platform that you wish, and see what happened. You just have to have a bigger voice, because you can't do it all alone. You made some good points tonight, but you need more people to fight this. Pardon? Yeah. You made some really good points, because this is the first time I'm hearing all these things that you're saying. That's why I was like, wow. So you need other voices along with you, and put it on Facebook. Create a page just dedicated to you guys. Yeah, take photos. You guys could take photos, upload it, show the world this is what's happening. Do that. There's nothing to be embarrassed about, because that's the state that you guys are in. So you guys have to show it to the world. This is what's happening. Do that. Show photos. Upload videos. This is how your daily life is like outside of your home. It's a struggle to move around in the city, because these are what government should be doing, taking care of, spending money on, taking care of people who are less mobile and are using wheelchair or walker, but no money is spent in those areas of infrastructure. So you guys need to take photos and put it on your Facebook page. Create a Facebook page and do that. You got to expose what's happening.
Sure.
Yeah. Thank you for hearing my voice. But if I think of anything else, I will say to you, because tonight when I go to sleep, a lot of ideas would pop up like that. That's how my brain works sometimes, especially if I had a long day. So if you have anything else you want to say to our audience before we wrap up?
Well, thank everybody for tuning in. Everybody, yard and abroad. And anybody wish and want to reach out to me in any way, even for just some motivation, can contact me on WhatsApp, Shawn Campbell 1160. I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. And you can call or WhatsApp me directly,
Let
1876
me put your phone number here. Let me put your phone
863
number. Hold on. Your phone number is
1876
1876, yeah,
863
863, yeah,
7197.
7197. Okay.
Yes, and thank everybody for tuning in. And you can
I
reach
think
out to me
it is.
again.
Okay, so that's your phone number. Sorry
Yeah.
about that, Sean.
Yes.
Oh, I missed out the iPhone. Okay. So anyone wants to reach out to Mr. Campbell, Shawn Campbell, I pinned his telephone number. There's 1-877-863-7197 on WhatsApp. You could donate anything that you want to donate to him. He knows many people in the community that are going through the same experience as he is. So if you want to reach out to other people, he can make that connection, because sometimes
Definitely.
they don't have a strong voice as he does. So you guys could just help out, just give a little, and to reach that far, a little, just a little bit, and that's all it takes. What I have to say, thank you guys for coming on tonight's show. I'm very appreciated of your guys' time and also your effort. I know sometimes you guys are at work and you want to tune in. Thank you so much. Guys, please share this video. I'm going to upload it so that his voice can be heard to the diaspora of Jamaicans who live overseas. And if you guys know anyone who would like to come on my show, any discussion they have in mind, they could link me up. It's okay. They could WhatsApp me 416-807-9021, Nadine. And that's it for tonight, guys. But thank you, guys. Thank you for showing up. I really appreciate it. And take care. If you're in the winter part of Canada, take care of yourself. America, take care of yourself. Jamaica, enjoy the sun, okay? I don't need the sun. I don't no, I don't like summer. I'm a winter girl. No, 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 no. But enjoy one vacation. Some of my friends are on vacation. Enjoy. Oh, we're on March break too. So yeah, we're on March break. So all my friends on March break, enjoy it. So love you guys. Nadine, Quebec. And Teresa, her battery died, so that's why she has to leave earlier. Okay.
Okay,
Shawn,
take care.
thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah,
And come
no
back again.
problem.
Let us
All
know
right.
what's new. Okay?
Yeah.
Ciao.
All right, take care.
You too, guys. Yeah, ciao.